This conference will now be recorded.
Now we're ready.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'd like to call to order the meeting, the Special Town Commission of June 12th at 10 a.m. Pursuant to Executive Order number 20-69 issued by the Officer of Governor Ron DeSantis on March 20th, 2020, municipalities may conduct meetings of their governing bodies without having a quorum of its members physically present or at any specific location, and utilizing communications media technology such as telephonic or video conferencing, as provided by Section 120.54(5)(b)(2) of Florida statute. Procedure for public comment will be explained by the town clerk shortly. The members of the commission appearing remotely for this meeting are myself, Mayor Christine DeHassett, and Commissioner Phil Dessler. Clerk Armstrong, please provide the information for this virtual meeting.
The agenda, the materials for each item on the agenda, and the notice regarding the virtual meeting were made available beginning June 8th, 2020 on the town's website and also available in the town clerk's office during business hours. The public was given the opportunity to submit public comment to the town clerk prior to the meeting. The town has developed several new methods ensuring public comment for a virtual meeting. Any person may be heard by the town commission through teleconference and upon registering with the town clerk pursuant to the established notice to speak for not more than 3 minutes on any item on the agenda. Since this is a virtual meeting as authorized by the governor of the state of Florida, members of the public wishing to address the body may do so by the town clerk will unmute the public once the mayor calls for public comment. Person interested in speaking may speak up to voice their public comment. Do not unmute your physical phone until you are ready to make a comment. Remute your phone once you have completed your comment. Persons who cannot access the meeting by teleconferencing using a computer with speaker capabilities or through a smart application can call Town Hall at 561-732-2635 and notify a Town Hall staff of their public comment. The Town Hall will notify the town clerk, who shall read the public comment into the record. These public comment options established for a virtual town commission meeting comply with Section 286.0114 and Section 120.54 Florida statutes. The public that is physically present for the town commission meeting may participate in public comment by coming up to the podium. Those that wish to place a public comment using the podium but are currently located in the patio, please proceed to enter the chambers one at a time from the side door that has the open sign on a yellow paper. The podium will be immediately to the right once you have entered the chambers from the side door. Facial covering must be worn at all times and only removed to speak into the microphone. A town staff will disinfect the podium after each use between speakers. Town of Ocean Ridge has facial covering requirement and also encourages the public to practice social distance. All chairs within Town Hall have been measured and comply with a 6-foot social distancing requirement. No touch hand stations have been placed next to the podium and as well as next to the entrance doors of Town Hall. Tips for a virtual meeting. Try to use one device. Do not attend the meeting by using both computer and telephone at the same time, as you will experience feedback with a strong echo, and we will not be able to hear the participant of the meeting properly. Mute your phone. If you are attending by teleconference or computer, those that do not mute their phones can disrupt the meeting. Do not unmute yourself. If you are attending by GoToMeeting application or a computer, please do not unmute yourself. The town clerk will unmute persons after public comment is called by the chair. If you have physically muted your phone, please unmute only after public comment is called and the town clerk has alerted the public to unmute. After you have made a public comment, make sure to mute your phone again. The information in the chat box is a public record. Call Town Hall if you're experiencing technical difficulties.
All right. Thank you, Clerk Armstrong. Will you please call roll?
Commissioner Bessler,
Here.
Vice Mayor Cos,
Here.
Mayor DeHassett,
Present.
Commissioner Herbert,
Here.
Commissioner Vichalek.
Here.
Please join me in standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United
of the United States of America and to the republic
Republic,
which stands
to which it stands,
one nation,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. All
We have
right.
3 echoes there, right?
You're swimming in your own lane. I like it. All right. Are there any additions, deletions, modifications to the agenda?
Yes, Mayor, this is Tracy. Due to the timing issues regarding the deadline to notify the supervisor of elections regarding our ballot language for ordinance number 2020-02, I'm requesting that we postpone items 7 and 8 to the July 6th meeting, and to postpone indefinitely item number 9 at the request of Commissioner Vichalek.
What's your deadline?
Okay. Today, there's a noon deadline today. Is that correct?
Yes, it's noon.
Okay, fantastic. Any discussion from commission? All right, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the agenda so amended.
So moved.
I'll second.
Second,
That was a motion by Vice Mayor Cos and a second by Commissioner Bessler. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Let's move on then to our first agenda item, which is the second reading of ordinance number 2020-02. Clerk Armstrong, would you please read the ordinance by title only?
An ordinance of the Town Commission of the Town of Ocean Ridge, Florida, submitting to referendum an amendment to the Town of Ocean Ridge Town Charter, adopting Article 8, Police Department, Section 8.01, Preservation of Local Police Department, to restrict the abolishing, merging, outsourcing, or transferring of police department services to another agency or entity, establishing a date for the referendum, establishing polling locations, providing a ballot title and question, providing for notice and advertisement of the referendum, providing for codification, providing for severability, providing for the repeal of laws in conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Fantastic. Attorney Shutt, would you please advise us if there's any more information we need on this item?
No, there is not. The changes that we made based on the comments from the last commission meeting, there were 2 instances where the word citizens was used. We changed it to residents based on request from the commission. And otherwise, this is just an ordinance that places this on the ballot for the August election, which would require a referendum and would also require a supermajority vote of the commission to place it on a referendum ballot, and that is regarding any change to the town's police department as far as merging it with any other police agency or law enforcement agency.
Okay, thank you for that explanation. I'd like to now open the floor to public comment.
Am I allowed to?
Clerk Armstrong, is there any public comment via telephone or video conferencing?
Mr. Hutchins is at the podium, so he's going to give his public comment.
Yes,
Oh, thank you.
I'm here to endorse this resolution. One of the main thing in my mind that allows Ocean Ridge to maintain its unique character doesn't go to architectural standards, doesn't go to building that's going on. It's our police force. The police force is an excellent safety department. They look in on elderly people that need help. They know us, almost all of us, by name, and they're here for us. I'm greatly concerned that if we ever change the situation and go to another department, we'd lose that ability, we'd lose the friendliness of the police. If we associate ourselves with the sheriff's department or Boynton Beach, if there's something big going on that they have to cover, the police that would be in this town would probably be called away from it. So I really, I'm not a huge fan of a supermajority, but I think in this case, it's very important for our town.
Thank you very much.
If you are on the virtually, I have unmuted everybody. If you want to place a public comment, you can just speak up.
I don't hear anybody. Am I correct?
Nope, nobody has spoken up or put anything in the chat box.
Okay, I'd like to now entertain a motion for the approval of the second reading of ordinance 2020-02.
Don't we have to do commission discussion first?
Oh, sorry, yes, thank you.
Sure. So I agree with what
Go ahead.
David said. I'm in favor of this ordinance. I'm very, very uncomfortable with the concept of the supermajority. And I don't know if other commissioners would join me in saying we can just get rid of the word super. I'm going to vote for the ordinance, just like David said, because we need this ability. But I don't want it to set a precedence for us instituting supermajorities into ordinances.
We'll withhold my comment to that, but I'd like to go ahead and get all the other commissioners to weigh in. Commissioner Bessler?
Yes, I'm going to change my mind the way I voted last time. I had a call from our legal counsel, and although I agree with Steve, I don't like supermajorities, and you know I always vote against them. But in this case, I'm going to change my vote to vote. I think we do need a supermajority. I think this is a very unique situation, and I think it'll save us a lot of costs and a lot of aggravation in the future if we go with a supermajority as compared to just a regular simple majority.
Thank you. Commissioner Hurlbert?
I'm kind of in the same boat as everybody else. The supermajority is not something I take very lightly, but this is a specific situation where I think without it, we could have some political overtones, and this extra, what would we call it, extra layer of defense, I think is necessary for this. So I'm in favor of it.
Thank you. And Commissioner Vichelette?
I cannot say anything else but what Susan just said. It's a unique situation, and this particular unique situation, I think, warrants it. I'm not a huge favor of supermajorities in general, but there's like 2-3 items in a town setting where I can see where supermajority should be warranted. This would be one of them. I definitely would not want to set it as a standard or make it a precedent that, you know, it would be required in general on ordinances. But this particular one, I think.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. I am in favor of the ordinance as it stands. Is commission comment closed? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the second reading of ordinance 2020-02.
So
I'll
moved.
make the motion. Or second it. Either way.
Who made the motion?
Susan made the motion. Martin will second it.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. On to regular agenda item number 2, resolution number 2020-14. Clerk Armstrong, could you please read the resolution?
A resolution of
Does
the
even need to need it?
A resolution of the Town Commission of the Town of Ocean Ridge, Florida, declaring a state of local emergency and providing for an effective date.
Okay, Attorney Shutt, would you please advise us on this item?
This resolution, if you remember on your June 1st meeting, the commission declared a local state of emergency. All this resolution did was to just basically codify that action in case any action was taken by the town manager or the police chief regarding procurement or any other actions taken. That's all this resolution is for, is just to clarify, or just to, it's housekeeping, just to codify the action you took at the last meeting.
Okay, I'd like to open the floor for public comment.
I have unmuted everybody virtually for if somebody has a public comment, they can just speak up.
Okay, hearing none, I'd like to open the floor for commission comment.
I just have a curious question. What would happen if we voted no on this, Brian? I'm curious.
Well, I think it would just be a paperwork thing. I'm not sure, and I haven't spoken to Tracy or the chief, that if any actions were taken, that we would need, the backup of this in order to try to get, if we were trying to get any reimbursement or anything like that. Because you all did declare the state of emergency.
Yeah.
This is just another administrative hoop to say, let's go ahead and do this in case they do need to carry paperwork forward in trying to, I don't know if it would be to seek any sort of reimbursement or something like that. So that's all this does. Even if you vote no, the state of emergency was still declared.
Right.
Okay.
That action has been
It
taken.
comes out of House pocket.
Yeah, right. I was curious. Because it's sort of retro, it's June 1. Yeah.
On behalf of Hal's wife, after that last comment, please pass the ordinance. We did expend a couple dollars.
There you go.
Okay, if we are finished with public comment and commission comment, I'll entertain a motion for approval of resolution number 2020-14.
So moved.
Seconded.
Second.
Okay, that was a motion by Vice Mayor Cos and a second by Commissioner Bessler. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Signify by saying nay. Fantastic. Motion carries unanimously. All right. Are we moving on to staff reports then?
Yes. Okay, this is Tracy for those that are on the phone. I just want to welcome the public back to the commission chambers. There's only a couple of you here today, but it's really nice to finally see the public coming back and joining us with our meetings. Beaches reopened on May 18th. I want to remind everyone about the importance of following the CDC guidelines, such as social distancing and wearing a facial covering, especially since we've seen a little bit of a spike in cases recently. Understandably, everyone is excited about returning to normal, but we must remain vigilant and safe while we do so. I recently attended a meeting held by the Federal Aviation Administration regarding their plans to modernize procedures and improve air traffic flow over South Central Florida, including PBI and other local airports in our area, including Boca and Fort Lauderdale. They are not proposing to make any changes to existing air traffic flow, and the slightly adjusted air traffic routes should not impact Ocean Ridge. Recent studies indicate that there will be no reportable noise impact on Ocean Ridge or any neighboring communities. They are not changing runway configurations, and they will be implementing higher altitude routes. The FFA will be holding a series of public workshops regarding their plans, and a list of those workshop dates have been provided on the town's website for anyone who is interested in attending. I attended several meetings related to the Coastal Resilience Partnership over the past several months. The CRP represents a collaboration between the county as well as municipalities of Boca, Boynton Beach, Delray Beach, Highland Beach, Lake Worth, Lantana, and Ocean Ridge. By coordinating and pooling resources, we've been able to save money and time by commissioning a consulting agency to prepare a single climate vulnerability assessment for the entire micro-region rather than each municipality spending money to duplicate the same study. The partnership will also open the opportunity to coordinate responses to the collective climate threats. The vulnerability assessment study is expected to be completed by the spring of 2021. Meanwhile, the CRP is offering outreach training workshops in the county facilitated by the Clio Institute. These workshops have included a mayor and managers roundtable and training for staff as well as for elected officials and other executive level participants. A third workshop for community stakeholders was held last week. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the graduates of the class of 2020. Congratulations on your graduation and well-deserved success and best wishes on your next adventure. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Town Attorney Shutt.
No report.
Police Chief Hutchins, please.
Good morning. I would ask that you accept the April 2020 report from the Police and Fire Department as presented in your package. I wanted to announce to you that Station 1, the fire station over at Boynton Beach Boulevard, has officially opened. It is now staffed. Our response times should start to see some improvement for this particular northern section of the town, I hope. It was publicly dedicated very quietly due to the COVID-19, so they didn't make a bunch of invitations. We continue to watch and evaluate everything that's going on surrounding us. We have seen an increase in activities recently, peacefully across the bridge. I anticipate, based upon the information I have, that we will continue to see those activities, especially starting today and lasting through next Friday. I would ask that everyone be vigilant, understand that peaceful protest is allowed, and if you see a large gathering of people marching down the street, you may wish to seek an alternate route to make it easier for you to travel about. If you have any further questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
I have a question. So I stumbled across that article. I shared this with the police chief. It's fascinating. There's a device you can attach to police cars that heats the car and kills any virus that's in the car. So you could actually use this in between shifts. Is there any, does it look feasible?
It does look feasible. I've reached out to our representative from Ford that we've used for many, many years, and his response was, it is feasible. Ford has marketed it, but they haven't told their dealers how to get it yet. So we don't have a cost, and we don't have a technical service bulletin to tell us how to enact that in our cars. All of our cars currently, with the exception of the Dodge, have the capability. And there's one other caveat we're looking at, and that is the temperature goes to 133 degrees for 15 minutes, and it's a rapid rise. We have to look at how it would affect our aftermarket equipment. Ford says it won't affect theirs. So I have two people looking into it for us because I think that it may be something we want to look for, even going down the line, just for regular transport of people that may not be as clean as we'd like them to be.
Yeah, it's basically a heater with a blower on it that heats the car up to 133 for 15 minutes and then auto shuts off. It's pretty cool.
I would be careful though with the, all these little displays and screens. They all start to melt at a certain temperature.
But if Ford's saying it works with their car, I'm assuming Ford's already checked that. But.
So Ford has said that their equipment inside.
Look at that laugh.
Really?
The CEO from Ford has said that their cars are fine. It's the other stuff that I'm kind of concerned about. And like I say, the gentleman I deal with, whenever we have car questions of any significance, has said that he's looking at it also, and he'll get back to us. Before I end, can I remind everybody about, I'm on a conference call right now, as you can tell, about COVID-19. Can I remind everybody that we're not out of the woods yet, and that social distancing and face masks are still recommended. And if you watch the numbers, and that's what they're giving me now, which brought it into my head, Boynton Beach has increased significantly. We don't know why or what the reasoning is, but we're seeing that. So please be careful. We value your ability to come to meetings. Don't get sick. We want you to show up. It's fine. Anything else?
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
And is there a staff report from the building official?
No, just the statistics that were given to you. That is all. That concludes that report. Thank you.
All right. This was as quick and easy, I think, as it gets. Is there anything else for June 12th agenda that I've overlooked?
One thing, and I might have missed it, did we ask the public if they wanted to comment on anything in the beginning? I might have missed it, but I don't think we asked them that.
Yes, we opened it up for public comment.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. All right. Hearing none, I would like to declare the June 12th, 2020 meeting adjourned at 10:26.
We got
Have
to
a
the
good weekend, everybody.
Thank you. You
Thanks.
too.
Everybody else.
This conference is no longer being recorded.
Whoops, you're out.
Wow, that's quick.